for today, our topic is the world time system. I hope you can see the screen in front of you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So our today's topic is world time system, and in this we are going to discuss about how different countries have different times, and how is one country have a fixed time or not. Like Australia, it has 3 times, and Russia 11 times. All that we'll discuss today. Yeah. So brief description we always have. The circular processes of the earth are rotation and revolution. So during rotation, earth rotates about its axis from the west to east direction. So you can see in the GIF also on the right side, it is rotating from the west towards the east. So from here to here, west to east. So due to the west-east directional movement, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, as we say always.
Yes.
And it takes 24 hours for the earth to complete one rotation, and 24 hours makes one day.
Okay.
Some general details now. And due to earth's rotatory movement around its axis, the places in the east would see sunrise earlier than those in the west. And if the whole world had a single time, then one place would experience day and the other night at the same time. Because one side of the earth will face the sun and other will not face the sun. So it will cause a day-night difference if the whole world has a single time. And so this would create confusion about the day and night timings around the world. And to avoid such confusions, different places have different time schedules. So over here, a direction chart has been shown: north, south, east, and west. Top is north, bottom is south. This right side is east, and this left side is west. Okay. The places that lie in a same vertical line belong to a particular time zone, and this vertical line has a special name which is known as meridians of longitudes. Okay, so like if this is the earth round sphere, then there are some parallel lines running from the north to south like this. Okay, like this. The earth is divided into 24 time zones, and each zone covers 15 degrees of longitude. So if there is a gap of 15 degree from here, so suppose this is 15 degree, then this whole area will make one time zone. Okay. Each longitude covers 4 minutes of time. So if the measure of angle between this is 1 degree, these two longitude is 1 degree, then the time difference is of 4 minutes from this longitude to this longitude. Okay. Now prime meridian. The longitude passes through Greenwich in London and has a measure of 0 degrees. So if we consider this one, then this is the prime meridian. If we say the measure of this meridian is 0 degrees. All meridian measures, whether ahead or behind the prime meridian, are measured by having prime meridian as the reference point. So if there is a difference of, I would say 30 degrees between this and this longitude. So this longitude would be named as 30 degree east, because this is lying on the eastern side of that prime meridian. Okay, and on the western side, it would be 30 degree west. Any other longitude which lies on the west will have a unit of degree west. On the east, it will have a unit of degree east. Okay. So we are now going to see some facts about the meridians of longitudes. Let us see. Okay, longitudes, they are also known as meridians, we know. They run in a north to south direction. So over here you can see in the globe, this is the north one, North Pole, and over here will be the South Pole. So over north to south over here it goes. They measure distance east or west of the prime meridian. So this one is the prime meridian. You can see it is passing through Greenwich somewhere over here. London is somewhere over here, and it will pass through Greenwich over here somewhere. They are farthest apart at the equator and meet at the poles. So that means the equator is the midpoint of all the meridians. So here is the equator. It is a line, which divides the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere of the earth. They cross the equator at right angles. So that means this angle will be a 90 degree.
Okay.
Okay. They lie in the planes that pass to the Earth's axis. So Earth's axis, it is almost like this, and they're almost in accordance with the measure of the Earth's axis only. They are equal in length. So all the longitudes, they are equal in length. They are halves of great circles. Okay. So that means if this is a circle, then this area is that longitude, meridian of longitude. Okay. Yeah. Now comes GMT or UTC. The prime meridian is taken as the reference point for measuring the other meridians. Okay, so on the east it is known as degree east of the meridian, and on the west of the prime meridian it is known as the degree west prime meridian. And in a same way, time along the prime meridian, which is abbreviated as GMT, full form is Greenwich Mean Time. It is also known as UTC nowadays. The full form of UTC is Coordinated Universal Time. Now, this time is taken as a standard reference point for relating the time of other time zones. So, if we would say India is 5.5 hours ahead of GMT, Singapore is 8 hours ahead of GMT. So, places on the eastern side of the prime meridian, they are ahead of GMT and vice versa. So, that means the places on the western side, they are lesser than the time which is there at the prime meridian. Okay. Yeah. Difference between local time and standard time. Local time, when an area follows the time, the particular longitude that passes through it, that is called local time. Okay, so like there are 360 meridians over here on the globe. So the time which is followed by the place, if it follows the time of a meridian which is passing through it, then that is known as local time. Okay. Standard time, when a group of areas or a country as a whole follows the time of the longitude passing through the center, it is called standard time. So if I would say India, so if the map of India almost looks like this. Yeah. So the meridian which passes through the center almost over here, the time of this meridian will be followed by the whole country, and this type of time is known as standard time. And if we compare it with local time, then local time, like a place over here will follow the time of the meridian which passes over here. Place over here will follow time of the meridian which is passing through it. On the eastern side also same will follow. So this is local time, and standard time is when the whole country follows the time which is followed by the meridian which passes through the center of the country. Local time differs with every 4 minutes for each longitude and can create confusion.
Yes.
Standard time is same for a group of regions or a country and therefore follows uniformity. So there is less confusion in a standard time. Local time differs widely from place to place. Okay, so from west to east of India, it will widely differ, or 2 hour difference will be there if you follow local time. And standard time is same for a territory which follows a single time zone. Okay. Countries having more than one standard time. Okay, so there is one particular reason why there are more than one standard times, because some countries are stretching over a large number of longitudes, and this will cause a wide variation of day and night times from the eastern to western side. So if it is 5 a.m. in the morning, then one place would be experiencing sunrise, which is on the eastern side, and one place would be still experiencing the night. So this would create confusion in that country. So to avoid such things, those countries follow more than one standard time. Different regions of the countries have different time zones. Okay. Russia has 11 time zones. Australia has 3 time zones. The 3 time zones of Australia are the Australian Western Standard Time, Australian Central Standard Time, and Australian Eastern Standard Time. Okay. You know the full forms of AWST, ACST, and AEST. These 3 times are followed in Russia.
In Australia?
Yeah, sorry, Australia, yes. Okay, now let us have a discussion about the time zone of India in particular. Yeah, time zone of India. So India follows the time of the 82.5-degree east meridian, which passes through the center of the country. So you can see on the map, this meridian is passing through the center, and this meridian is the 82.5 degree east. Okay. Yeah. And so this meridian passes through 5 states of India. That is Uttar Pradesh over here. And okay, and a particular city of Uttar Pradesh, it is passing through the center, that is Mirzapur, this city.
Okay.
Then comes Madhya Pradesh, this one. Okay, then is Chhattisgarh, this one. Odisha, this one. And then this is Andhra Pradesh. So these 5 states are followed. Time is followed. I mean, the meridian passes through this, these 5 states. Okay. A time of India is 5.5 hours, which is ahead of the coordinated universal time. Okay. So how we calculated that India's time is 5.5 hours ahead of the UTC. Okay, and the particular time of India is known as the Indian Standard Time. Okay, and in short form is ISC. So we know that the meridian of which the time in India is followed, that is 82.5-degree east. And the meridians in each time zone, that is 15-degree, we discussed earlier.
Yes.
So number of time zones covered, we can just divide both, and that will come 5.5. And so we know that there are 24 time zones in total around the globe. And so if we divide by 24 hours, then each time zone will have 1 hour difference between, 2 time zones will have 1 hour difference between each other. So that's why 5.5 time zones covered will have a 5.5 hour difference between each other. This shows that Indian time zone covers 5.5 hours. It is located on the eastern side of the prime meridian or the GMT. That okay, 5.5 hours ahead of the GMT in India's time. Okay. Now one question arises: is single time zone in India a problem? So the sun rises and sets 2 hours earlier in the east in Arunachal Pradesh and then the west in Gujarat. Okay, so wait, this is Arunachal Pradesh over here, and this is Gujarat over here, the westernmost. Okay.
Yes.
So the westernmost longitude is 68 degrees 7 minutes east. Yeah, 68 degrees 7 minutes east, and the easternmost longitude is 97 degrees 25 minutes east. And this shows that the country covers 30 longitudes and it causes a 2-hour local time difference. So 15 longitudes makes 1 hour time zone. So 30 longitudes will make a 2-hour difference over here. So this meridian which passes over here, that this is the 68 degrees 7 minutes east. Okay. Yeah, I'm just writing. And the meridian which passes over here, this is the 98 degree 25 minutes east. So India lies completely in the eastern hemisphere. Okay. Wait, 97. Yeah. So there are approximately 30 longitudes from here to here. And so this will create a 2-hour local difference. 2-hour local difference.
Yeah.
And there are many problems. Let us have a look. Okay, problems, let us see. During the evening, the sun sets earlier in the east and the people have to turn on the lights earlier, which implies more usage of electricity. So the 2-hour difference causes the sun to set earlier 2 hours in the eastern side of India. And so we will have to start the electricity, the lights and all, they have to start. That's why it causes more usage of electricity. And one fact of the human body, as it gets darker in the evening, the body starts to produce a sleep hormone, and that name of the sleep hormone is melatonin. Okay, over here it is written, which helps people to go off to sleep. So the people in the West sleep late, okay, because the
Okay.
sun sets late and evening gets a little late, almost by 2 hours. So workplaces start more or less at the same time only, because India has only one standard time. People in the West have to
Yes.
wake up early, which affects their sleep cycle. So they sleep late and have to wake up early. So like if the sunset happens over there at, I would say, imagine if it happens at 8 p.m. over there. So, and workplaces start earlier, mostly at the same time in the whole country, India. So they will have to wake up earlier. But in the people in
Yes.
the East, they will have to get a full sleep. They can have a comfortable full sleep. So they will have no problem in this. People in the West are suffering because they have to wake up earlier and they have to sleep late. So an hour's delay in sunset time reduces children's sleep by 30 minutes. So 1 hour delay in sunset time. So 30 minutes, the time of the sleep gets reduced of the children.
Okay.
A research was conducted by the India Times Survey, and it found that school-going children exposed to later sunsets, that means in the western side, they get fewer years of education and are less likely to complete the primary and the middle school. An hour's delay in annual average sunset time reduces education by 0.8 years, so we can say 9 to 10 months. Okay. Experts have suggested that India should have 2 time zones. Okay, so on the western half, the time followed can be 5 hours ahead of the UTC, and on the eastern half, it can be 6 hours ahead of the UTC. And
Okay.
they have told that this can help avoid the problems we discussed right now. Okay, now one question for you. Singapore also has a single time zone. Still, it doesn't face the problems like India. Why?
Oh, because it's a very small size. Maybe it's only meridian is single.
Yeah, exactly. Because it stretches over less number of longitudes. Only 2 longitudes. Okay,
Okay.
only
So
two
only four.
longitudes. Only 4 minute difference between the east and the west.
Okay.
And India, it has a 2 hour difference between the west and the east. So you can see Singapore is over here, and over here the
Yes.
pink part is India.
Yes.
Okay.
So that.
Yeah. The Indian landmass stretches over a larger number of longitudes, almost 30. But Singapore stretches only over 2 longitudes, and longitudes are 103 degree east and 104 degree east. The difference of sunlight and sunset timings between the eastern side and the western side is almost negligible, of 4 minutes. So not much difference is causing this time. SST, that means Singapore Standard Time, it is 8 hours ahead of the GMT or the UTC. It doesn't cause problems like India. Yeah. Okay, now one special fact. Do you know how many time zones are there in France? Do you know how much?
Yeah. 2 times.
How much?
But there is no. There is only 1 time zone. Huh?
Wait, you will be surprised right now. 12 time zones of France. Okay, let us see why. Because apart from the mainland, France has other territories lying in other parts of the world. These are all those territories which have different times. Yeah. All these you can see the list: Madagascar, Réunion, and Madagascar. Then there's New Caledonia, and there is Saint Martin in the Caribbean, and there is Clipperton. Okay, all these islands, they are apart from mainland of France. That's why France is having 12 time zones, we say.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, people will guess it will be 1. For the mainland, it is 1, but for these other territories, we include them. Then there are 12 time zones. Okay. There's the world map for reference. So over here, you can see India over here. Over here, Singapore, somewhere over here. Yeah. So you can see it is stretching over more number of longitudes. Over here, you can see. This will be the 82.5 degrees east longitude, which in India follows. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let us move on. to the quiz. The most awaited moment comes, and here's the quiz. Question 1 for today. What is the direction of rotation of the Earth?
East to west.
Are you sure? East to west.
The sun from east to west, earth is west to east.
Okay, so since you have answered the second one, you will get 0.5. Okay. How many time zones is Earth divided into?
How many time zones?
Yes,
24.
correct. In total, there are how many meridians of longitudes?
360.
Correct. What is the full form of GMT and full form of UTC? Both the full forms.
Mean time and universal time coordinated.
Wait. GMT. First tell me GMT.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Correct. Okay, UTC?
Coordinated universal time or universal time coordinated.
Yeah. Okay. India follows the time of which meridian? The value of
2.5.
82.5 unit. Unit?
East.
Yes, degrees. So wait a minute. Singapore is stretched across which two longitudes? What are the values of those longitudes?
97, 98.
No. Wrong. So you get
93, 94.
No, it is in hundreds. We discussed earlier. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5 out of 6.
107, 108.
No, I will show you. Wait. 4.5 out of 6. It is 103 degrees and 104 degrees. We discussed over here, but I'll show you that slide. Yeah. 103 degrees and 104 degrees over here it is written. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was all for today. Thank you for watching the presentation. See you soon in the next session.